Hello and welcome to another edition of Son of Kaiju Review. I'm Protomet.
I'm Tank.
And today we will be celebrating Ray Harryhausen's birthday with another one of his movies, It Came From Beneath the Sea.
Hi, oh hi.
And tragically, Harryhausen's work on this movie is the highlight of the film.
Yeah, the monster, it's a giant squid.
This movie is an hour and 20 minutes in, and the giant squid doesn't make his appearance until just shy of 50 minutes into it.
A lot of human plot of just talking.
Yeah.
Talking. A lot of talking.
Yeah, the bulk of the film can boil down to something happens out at sea, the Navy and some scientists are investigating to try and figure out what's happening, and then eventually they discover it's a giant octopus.
Yep. And in this movie, there's just this girl that is playing two guys.
Oh yeah, it absolutely looks like she's trying to be in a relationship with the male scientist and the naval guy, John Carter. At least I'm pretty sure that's what his name is, which took me by surprise because I'm more familiar with that name being associated with a series of books and a crappy movie. Or at least a not very well-loved movie. That and a derogatory nickname for a character in Zone of the Enders.
Yeah, so the movie starts off with a submarine, and the people on the submarine talking, and the submarine apparently gets stuck somewhere.
And eventually they get loose, but they find that they got stuck on something big and organic.
Mm-hmm. They got stuck on a tentacle, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got to beat around the bush when we already told you that there's a giant octopus.
And while the scientists are working to try and figure out just what this is, Navy John Carter tries to woo the lady scientist.
Mm-hmm. And works pretty easily.
Yeah.
Well, I think she's a little standoffish a little bit because she's tired. And she really did not want to be part of this because she wanted to teach at her school.
Well, she needed to go to a meeting to allocate funding for her school, but she got basically drafted into trying to figure out what this thing is. Mm-hmm. And then after almost 2 weeks of little to no sleep, just trying to figure out what this thing is, they eventually crack the code and figure out it's a giant octopus.
The giant serpent of some sort.
That's not what a serpent is.
They use the word giant serpent.
And they figure that it's probably radioactive because it's attacking non-fish sources. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's even mention of like Japanese fishing ships going missing at sea, which seems to imply that this movie takes place in the same universe as Godzilla. Maybe. I mean, it's probably just a coincidence, but...
Yeah, I think it's just a coincidence.
That is a pretty pointed coincidence if that's the case. Given that that's how Godzilla starts.
Yep. Nuclear bomb! Hits a giant lizard that lives underwater and...
Eventually...
Atomic breath.
Eventually, a family goes missing after their car is found overturned, but still running. Mm-hmm. And that's when the giant octopus's tentacles start making their appearances in the movie.
Yeah, pretty much the sheriff of that town with the flipped over car didn't believe the woman. Well, I don't even remember her name.
Lady scientist.
Yeah, and she said, "Giant."
She referred to it as a sea serpent, knowing full well that it was an octopus. But the sheriff was like, sea serpent, huh? There's like one scene where a bunch of survivors from a shipwreck are hesitant to say anything about what happened.
Because they're probably thinking about throwing men into a loony bin.
And the only reason they get any truth of any of them to actually talk is because one was injured, recently recovered, and the lady scientist basically tricked him into telling her what happened by not revealing that she's a scientist.
What'd you see? No, what'd you see? You first. Then she secretly, like, picks up the phone and puts it on the side. And she kind of blocks it so the others can hear.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. But this movie is pretty dull for the most part.
Yes.
Like I said before, Harryhausen's effects work for the giant octopus are the highlight of the movie, but it doesn't quite save it.
No.
I think probably the best scene is when the octopus is trying to pull itself up onto a bridge and causing it to partially collapse.
Then all our main protagonists show up on the bridge, and then they go back in the submarine, and I know there's a lot more to say about this, but I don't know.
They somehow killed it. I wasn't paying attention, to be honest.
It was, I think it was by harpoons, or not harpoons.
I know that their whole rationale was that they needed to kill it in one burst so that it didn't keep on living. Mm-hmm. They didn't want to just blow it up and allow it to potentially regenerate, which I don't know if that was actually a thing, but they needed to kill it in one go. They were pretty adamant about that.
First, I think it was a harpoon, and then it was like underwater missiles.
Maybe. I wasn't paying attention. Admittedly, I was hopped up on caffeine from the energy drink I had earlier that day.
Yeah, he had a ghost. He made a video on ghosts.
So I was a pretty chatty Kathy.
Yeah, he not gonna lie, he was. He was just like... There was a point yesterday where we actually, because we were talking, we had to rewind the movie to get caught up on where...
Because we forgot what had happened because we weren't paying attention. And it's entirely this movie's fault. Not mine, not Campy's. It's this boring mass movie's fault for not really highlighting what exactly happened. It was very much a case of tell, don't show for most of this movie.
Yeah, it was a lot of talking about the creature, but not seeing the creature. Until the pretty much close to the climax of the film, we actually see it in its full Harryhausen glory.
Or at least its tentacles. And yeah. I'm not going to lie, I don't think it's some of his best work.
Oh, no. Well, compared to the Kraken or...
Ymir
or freaking...
Rhinosaurus. I'm pretty sure he did that.
Yeah. If not, I think maybe it could have been O'Brien. I don't know. It just like
one of the two greats, but this movie is not Harryhausen's best showing. But it is still the best part of the movie, unfortunately. So I have a hard time recommending it.
If you want to give it a shot, go for it, but
it's not horrendously bad. It's just kind of...
It's slow.
It's slow, rather dry. I think the romantic subplot is kind of boring.
Well...
/ confusing.
Still, the romantic... Okay. Do you think it was quicker than the couple in Ice Road Terror?
No, because we get the whole 12 days aspect of this one.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, I can't... I'm legitimately surprised that that's, like, the benchmark for... The low benchmark for relationships for this channel.
It's unbelievable. It's one goddamn day. Okay, maybe 2 days, but still. If you want to be a dick about it.
Which I am. But it was kind of confusing because John Carter and the guy scientist look so goddamn like the same that I had a hard time telling them apart. Probably because I had a hard time paying attention to the movie. So
honestly, I'm surprised he didn't turn on Zelda. This guy He just starts. So if he starts thinking like one of the movies we're watching is boring,
or if I've seen it before, I know that it's good, but I'll turn on some Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
Still working my way through that.
and every time I'm watching something, watching the TV, then I look over to the other TV.
I'm climbing a cliff.
Yep. The game is climbing the video game.
But not that climbing the video game.
No. This movie's not great.
No. I mean, you're definitely here for the Harryhausen effects, but they were definitely better in other movies.
Carabas.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
I think that's that, like...
Cerberus?
Cerberus, that's the word.
Cerberus, Kerberos.
Yeah. Like, all the different, like, almost creature humanoids that Harryhausen's done look just great.
Did he do a Cerberus? I'll admit, I'm not super familiar with his body of work.
Mm-hmm.
Not for lack of trying, anyway, though.
No, well...
It's just a lot of these are, like, fantasy movies that I'm just not that interested in.
Yeah.
Like, I can absolutely appreciate like the fantastic special effects, like the Spit and Bad one. It's just, I'm not interested in checking out the movie. Because it's a genre that I'm not interested in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I hadn't even seen Clash of the Titans until last year when we reviewed it.
No, we're not going to be reviewing the remake. No.
Nope.
Because I think we brought this up in the podcast for that. It was like 7 minutes of them trying to promote the remake of the Blu-ray.
Before we even got to the Blu-ray menu for the movie we were trying to watch.
Help! Please buy this because this made us broke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I don't have a whole lot more to say.
Well, we got to this far talking about just pure nonsense at this point in time because I don't have no more what to say about the movie.
So I guess until next time, I'm Protomet.
I'm Tank.
See ya.
Bye.